The best advice I ever received is...
turn nerves into excitement.
Well, the first audition I did was called a self-tape, and you record yourself and send it off. And what you have to do is a thing called an ident, where you stand there and say, "Hi, I'm Tom Holland, I'm 19, I'm from London." But I just did like a backflip in, and then a backflip out. I just wanted Marvel to know that I could do that. And then at my screen test, we did like a little movement thing, and I just was like, can I just show off a little bit, and just did as many backflips as I could. And it was so much fun, it was so great, yeah. Chris Hemsworth gave me some really good advice after we shot Heart of the Sea, and then once I got cast, he sent me a really lovely email about just make sure you keep your feet on the ground and you don't let this affect you. You keep your family and your friends close, and that's exactly what I've done. I brought my best friend with me. I mean, the only way to prepare is to ask people like Chris, what did you do and what would you have done differently, or how should I approach this? But I think the important thing is just to take it one step at a time. I think if you rush into fame, then that's where it can be really affecting. And if you take it for granted, it can be really affecting. But I love this job and I love working so much that I think I'll continue to work and won't sort of acknowledge the fame side of things, really. To play a character as brave and as strong as Thomas Nicholson was exciting, because I always like a challenge, and I almost feel like if it's not a challenge, then you shouldn't really do it, because you're not going to learn anything. But yeah, no, it's great. But then Robert gave me some very sound advice when I did my screen test. Obviously, as you can imagine, I was pretty terrified. And he came up to me and said, look, I felt exactly the same as you did when I did my test for Iron Man, but just relax, let your body take over, and if it's meant to be, it'll happen. And here we are today. The preparation is what really made this movie. It wouldn't have been possible without the preparation that the cast did, the crew, and also, of course, Ron. A film of this size deserves a crew that are going to work as hard as possible, and it deserves a director as skillful and as amazing as Ron. But the preparation sort of started with reading and looking into the history and finding out what it is that these men went through, just to be a whaler. This is before we studied the sort of weight loss and being emaciated. We then physically had to get into shape and go to the gym, which was great fun for me. It was a whole collection of things, really, that made us well-rounded sailors, in a way. And that whole process brought us all closer together and made filming a lot easier. I guess the hardship that we went through to make that film was also a massive help, because this film was also incredibly difficult to make. And because The Impossible was so hard, I think it made this one a little bit easier. When you're working with people like Chris and Ben and Killian, you just have to watch and learn. You don't have to ask for advice, because they're doing what needs to be done. To do justice to what these men went through and to make sure that we made a real film that audiences could really experience, to me, it almost felt like if I wasn't trying my hardest and if it wasn't incredibly tough, then I wasn't doing it right. One of the amazing things about being an actor and working in movies is that you get to learn a new skill. And then when you do have to learn a new skill, they always get the best teachers and you get the best advice and the best help. So we're very privileged as actors to be given that opportunity.